Hey guys, I hope you're well. Here to do the September pickups video. A few things to go through, perhaps not as much as there's been in previous months. But again, I like to think some good stuff, certainly good stuff in my opinion. Things that I've either got some attachment for, nostalgia, or I've kind of wanted for a little while. Before we get stuck into the details, behind me, got the fantastic 8-bit boy. Yeah, battling through. Is it Way of the Hunt? Yeah, he's taken out some badass animals wherever he is, but doing it in a very ethical way, I'm sure, on the PS5. And yeah, he's doing okay. He's a bit of a dab hand. He's kind of stalking around. He keeps coming across a few family of bears, and yeah, they kind of run off, but then he chases after them. But he's yeah, I think he's got what it takes. So we'll keep a look behind my shoulder and see if he manages to get any bullseye shots on some animals. But no, it's all looking a bit quiet at the moment. No gorillas in the mist. Excuse the shit pun. But yeah, let's look at the items. First up, they're in probably the retro head order of coolness, that's for sure. Not that I really want to diss the first thing I show, but needed the manual for Batman Forever, as you can see for the Game Gear. Got a lot of loose carts, and wherever possible, I'm trying to get the manuals. It's just pricey, and sometimes it's just not worth the pain of getting like boxes and all the cardboard crap that comes with it. But to get some good manuals and have a little flick through is pretty cool. This one looks pretty chunky, but that's only because it's in every bloody language under the sun. But yeah, quite chuffed with that. A couple of Wii related bits. So the son and I fired up the Wii a few weekends ago, mainly to play some like kind of shooters, and then some Wii Sports, Wii Play, and all of that. And I mean, I'm just sucked into the silly kind of update mode, but pop this game in, and it did kind of triggered some kind of update. Got me thinking about, okay, do I need to kind of link it to the Wi-Fi, and there's real hassles, and I don't know if it's just because technology has moved on. Wi-Fi encryption certainly moved on, so the wireless part of it was just playing out like an absolute bastardo with my Virgin Media router thing. So I thought, you know what, I'll have a look online and see if there was any kind of wired solutions around. And lo and behold, this one popped up, and it was fairly bloody cheap, to be honest. Probably about 10-15 quid, like posted. I think it's been like open. Obviously, as you can see, it's boxed. There's some beeping behind me. That's just all the appliances in the kitchen are kind of set to go off whenever I do a video. So I think it could be the dishwasher or the washing machine. If I was more domesticated, then perhaps I'd be able to give you a precise answer. But that should stop in a minute. Otherwise, this could be the most irritating video that you've ever watched. And there we go. Waiting. I think we're good. Anyway, so that's the first bit. Still links to the Wii. When I met up with the fantastic James, Retro Import Gamer, we were talking about how good some of the shooters are for the Wii. Kind of listed off a few, and he mentioned this one, like a double pack of Sega arcade games. I'm sure they can be emulated or acquired other ways, but I think this is the only system, like home system release that came out for them. But yeah, Gunblade New York and LA or Los Angeles Machine Guns. So I haven't popped it in, but James is the authority on all bloody gaming related matters. You can see the cabs there. So yeah, looking forward to getting stuck into this one. So yeah, cheers James for the recommendation. Mentioned before, certainly the last couple of videos about just trying to build out another little rabbit hole that is my kind of childhood Spectrum games collection. Certainly the ones that I kind of obviously remember. or meant something to me. So I've been picking them off, and I've got one to show within this month's pickups, which is Sir Lancelot, an absolutely painfully difficult yet rewarding platformer. Just get through the levels. So it's either the second or the third level. You got to collect all the treasures basically, and then get all the treasures. Then the exit appears, and you got like these I say like lifts. You go over like these kind of flashing yellow lines. I think you get space, and then you go up almost like futuristic elevators, but in a medieval land. It's all very odd, believe you me. There's one level, one of the early levels. You basically get all the bits, and you get right to the top. You have to drop down to the side of the screen, and there's like this enemy knight goes left, right, and you need to time it because as soon as he hits the wall, he turns around, and then you're cornered in, and it's just it's such a random lottery if you're going to make that bit. And if you do, then ironically the next level is plain sailing compared to that. So there's some of the footage. I don't think it's it hasn't got that. I don't think it's got the level in question. Yeah, good game. I'm not going to get played. It's going to sit on the shelf, and I'll look at it and think of that excruciatingly difficult level. Talking of things I also find difficult, most shmups or shoot 'em ups. These two, I missed the boat when they came out with like the kind of the UK, the PAL release. I think they were like known as the Alpha and the Bravo collection. But however, through the delights of Amazon Japan, which is it's almost as quick as bloody Amazon UK, you order stuff and then within a few days it turns up. And at a good price too, in my opinion. Obviously depends what you go for. I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. It's the Psycho shooting gallery games, but they just call them like Volume 1, Volume 2. Some of these I already do have downloads on. I know I'm a hypocrite because I was going about Let's Get Physical. On the Switch, I got some of the digital downloads, but wanted the physical release of the Strikers games I got. They're just bloody awesome. Zero Gunner, what fantastic. Or Zero Gunner 2, they've got absolutely fantastic game. And then on the other one, you got the Gunbird games. A real mix of stuff. I've got Gunbird 2 instead for the Dreamcast. But yeah, I think it probably worked out as about 60 quid for both, including P&P. And it was it wasn't just to chuck it through your door. It was like a UPS or a decent kind of courier, so you get all the codes and all that, the tracking codes, so you know when it's going to turn up. So that was pretty good. I've already got a kind of a used and abused, I hacked, or a few, but one GameCube that can basically play pretty much everything. It's GameCube anyway, but I've always been quite curious. I thought it'd be quite useful to get one of these, like a free loader. So I think you pop in the disc into any region locked console. Do whatever you need to do. It's just for European console, and then you can swap out and put in any disc from any region, I do believe. So I'd give that a. So I've got a lot of Japanese GameCube games, so I'll be giving that a go. And then it was in town, like near to me. Going down the high street, went to the usual places, and not a lot going on in the likes of CEX, but there's a smallish place, mainly like modern games, but they have got some retro stuff in there. Got some good like DS, obviously 3DS games, and then right at the back, down the stairs, some like retro. There's a few like I haven't got any here, but there's a lot of micro computing like related stuff. There's normally like a box C64 or a speccy, or I've always got something pretty cool called out the back, and it's getting it wrong. It's got a base. I'll put details in the description. use that get out of jail free card. But yeah, really nice. Yeah, it always seems to be different people working in there, but always pretty cool, because I'm a bit of a pain because I always want something from the cabinet or out the back to go and get the keys and do all that stuff. But I originally got drawn in by it was just going to be a window shop originally by this one, and I know the YouTube guy, Dad Racer, and I knew that his YouTube name was based on one of his favourite games, Rad Racer. Never owned it, never played it, so this was in the window, and I think it was eight quid, 8 or 9 quid. So that's how it starts anyway. So I kind of went in, so I'll have a look out the back, see what they got. Got the guy, gets the keys. We start going through stuff, and I was fairly reserved. I just got 2 games, but 2 corkers, and I had some. They are being box protectors because I've got too many of them upstairs, and as soon as I got them back, I thought I'm going to protect them because they are in superb condition. So a couple of Super Famicom games. Is it World Grand Prix? No idea how it plays, but I just thought it's a little bit of awesome, and also I didn't want to leave this one behind when I saw the other one that was sitting right next to it, and apparently these were handed in by. There was this few other ones, but I didn't touch. There was a few other Super Famicom games, and maybe some box consoles, but they all came in from a guy that clearly looks after his games. And there's this one, and I think it's Crumbs. Is it Yam Yam? If I'm wrong, I'll try to correct it on screen. But yeah, it's the best way to describe it. It's kind of it's marginally playable. There's 2 elements to it. There is a bit of an RPG type element, type stage, but then that is kind of interspaced with, or interspersed even with some like Space Harrier type, as you can hopefully see on the back, type levels, which are just like frigging amazing. It's an absolutely funky dory condition, and just fell in love with the bloody thing. So it came home, and it came home with World Grand Prix. So great, really cool shop. There's always something going on in there. I don't know where they sourced the bits from. There's never in the quantity of old retro. It's good. It's not like mega, but it's good quality stuff. It's not like run of the mill. Nothing's too. There's not like loads and loads of common stuff in there. Final 2 items go back to the one system that's kind of there. My newish edition, because it's from last month, but the Vectrex. And which order should we do these? So there's one game. I got a few games with the Vectrex, 6 to be specific, but there was one that I've always wanted as soon as I knew I wanted to get in on the system, which wasn't in the bundle. So I picked it off separately, and it's Armour Attack. Just the overlay, the level design, just the whole kind of shooting aspect, going around in the Jeep, taking out helicopters and tanks, and not really much on the back, 1 or 2 player. So chuffed to have that one. Just off eBay. This one was off eBay as well. It's one of the kind of homebrews, but more kind of modern Vectrex games from, looking up the year 2010. It's made by an enthusiast. I'm sure it's been covered on a few other. It would be on. There's everything on YouTube, isn't there? But a few other channels, but including Pete on a retro tip. We had some good things to say. So when this one popped up, I thought I'd jump on it. Vector Pilot. It's based on, is it Time Pilot, like the arcade. It's got 5 levels representing 5 different eras with 5 different sets of enemies that you need to shoot down. I think if you're lucky enough to get to the end, then kind of loops around and it just becomes a bit of a high score mashup. But really, really nice. It's a lovely little clamshell in there. You've got instructions laid on one side, it's nicely cut out with space for the car on that side, which is genuinely super secure. I'm just being very careful with my games. And yeah, they even, I was like, where's the overlay? But they tucked the overlay in. Well, the person who previously had it, he tucked it in on the back, which is quite cool because it's a smidge too wide to get in the box. But yeah, still need to do a vectrex vid, which I will do at some stage. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's the pickups. I hope everyone's had a good month. There's fewer items this month, but yeah, I've run out of space. I ran out of space a long time ago. So just trying to focus on things I yeah, kind of want. I'm going to get some a bit more pleasure from. And yeah, so that's it. I'm sure there'll be other videos about other things coming out at other times. But until then, I'll see you very soon. Cheers.